Hey guys, so low back pain is very common among adults, but it is not normal. It can be from a whole slew of things, including physical trauma, repetitive wear and tear, a sedentary lifestyle, stress, the list just goes on. If you're watching this video and haven't yet come in for an assessment, we obviously don't know the exact cause of your low back pain, but we can take a really good shot at what is a potential contributing factor like it is for a lot of people. You are not diaphragmatic breathing. That's just a fancy term for breathing through your belly. If we're not doing this on a regular basis, our diaphragm is not in its most optimal position. This can compromise the low back because we're not correctly stabilizing it, leading to dysfunctional movement, very often causing pain. So we must first learn to diaphragmatic breathe at rest. An easy way to start is on your back, taking gravity out of it. Put one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach. Take normal sized breaths, but focus on directing that breath low into your belly. Only your bottom hand should be moving. From here, we can transfer to sitting while doing the exact same thing. It's a little bit harder, but very important to master. Because when we can properly breathe, our diaphragm is in the correct position and we're setting ourselves up for success in any movement of the body since we now have a stable foundation. Pretty cool. Now, being able to breathe like this naturally takes a lot of practice, but it can be done. The next thing we need to create is what's called intra-abdominal pressure, or IAP. This takes a bit of practice through exercise, which I'm going to show you next. IAP is created when we keep the pressure in our stomachs independent of our breathing. AKA, when I breathe and my stomach expands, I should be able to keep it in that expanded, pressurized state while I continue to breathe in and out. This is hard. However, it is very important when it comes to anything such as lifting, playing sports, and really just going about your life with a strong, stable foundation of the core. So now I'm going to show you a position called the dead bug. We start in this position where we focus on three main things: keeping our back flat against the table, keeping the ribs down, and breathing low into the belly. From here, we can create that IAP that we were talking about. Laying in this position, creating intra-abdominal pressure is hard in and of itself. But once we master that, we can start to test the IAP by moving one leg at a time, slow and controlled towards the table. The most important thing is to maintain those three things we talked about. The second our back starts to arch or our ribs start to flare, we lose that IAP, we should rest. There's no use in doing it incorrectly. It's always going to be about quality over quantity. Next, we can add in both legs at the same time. And we can also do opposite arm, opposite leg. After this, we can progress by adding weight to it. But of course, always keeping that IAP. So there's a lot more where this came from in office, and we would love to assess you and get you out of that pain for good.